Hey guys, it's my 100th video, so I decided to do Draw My Life. You guys really want to know what happened in my life? Well, okay, you asked for it. And I decided to use a glove to do the erasing. It's so much easier. So where do I start? Okay, I was born in Connecticut, actually Hartford. I was born on October 29th, 1982. So yes, that makes me 30 years old, and I'm proud of it. And in my house, there was my dad, and yes, that's an afro. They were out back then. And there was my mom there, and there was me with the little puff, and then there was my little sister with the two puffs. And we lived with my dad, but he was really abusive and mean. And we didn't want to live with him anymore. So we had to get away from him. But he kept coming around a lot, so my mom decided to have us live with our aunt for a while. She was so funny. She was like a big kid, and everyone called her Mama. Growing up, I was really quiet. I mean, really shy and really quiet. During elementary school, my dad kept popping up, not only at the house, but at schools too. So my mom kept switching me to different schools. This was elementary time, so I went to 3 different elementary schools. Now, not only was I shy, but I had to keep switching schools, so it was so hard for me to make friends. I would always be hesitant to ask people to be my friend, but I thought it wouldn't hurt to try. So I would always walk up to like the girls and I would be like, "Do you want to be my friend?" And they would always have this mean look on their face, like, "Ew, new girl, no, don't talk to her." So I was always sad and always crying after school every day. But what I started to do was I started to fall in love with drawing. I loved to paint and draw. It was so fun. And I also love to make stories. I would do like short stories and poems, and I would read them in front of my little stuffed animals and baby dolls. I always had a problem with daydreaming, I guess because I didn't want to be in school. So as you guys can see, I had a very rough elementary school life. I had no friends there, but in middle school I had a little more, and in high school I actually had a lot. Well, I guess I want to say a lot of people knew who I was, because I started to become goofy and silly and funny. I guess that was my way of trying to make friends, trying to break out of my shell. But although a lot of people were laughing, I still was insecure. I wanted people to laugh with me, but for some reason, I felt like they were laughing at me. So fast forward to senior year. As you can tell, my little puff is on the side, and I had my very first boyfriend. And he was my first love. We went to prom together. We even talked about our life after college. It was fun. I was in so much love. And he decided to go to college in Louisiana after high school. And I decided to go to school in New York. But we were young, and long distance relationships are hard to make work. So on my 18th birthday, he broke up with me. Yes, I was heartbroken. Boo-hoo. And so I was really sad, and I felt all alone again. So here I was in New York in this big school, and I decided to go all out by myself to break out of my shell, but I was all alone. And I went to HOFSTRA University, and that's on Long Island, New York. There I am, all alone. So here I am all alone, and I would talk to my mom every day on the phone. And one day, I think it slipped out, but she told me that she was having hard times with money. And so all I kept thinking about was my mom and my sister struggling. And here I am in New York, not really wanting to be there. And my mom is just wasting all this money for me to go to school. So I couldn't live with that. And so I left. So it was time to pack up and say goodbye HOFSTRA. And I headed back to Connecticut. But before I went home, I met a guy online. Yes, I met a guy online. And we'll call him R. Now, we became best friends. And R was in a wheelchair. Well, still is in a wheelchair. But I didn't care. I don't look at people and physical characteristics. I look at what's on the inside. And I was in love. So after a while, the relationship got pretty serious, and I decided to take a vacation. I decided to go from Connecticut to Arkansas to meet his family. And while I was there, he actually popped a question and said, "Will you marry me?" And I said, "Yeah, baby." So now it was his time to come up from Arkansas to Connecticut and meet my family. But while we were in Connecticut, things didn't work out, and R and I broke off our engagement in 2003. But about 10 months later, in 2004, R and I got back together again, and we said that we missed each other and we loved each other, that we were going to make it work, and we eloped. Yes, girlfriend, I was married. So I went from Connecticut to Arkansas, got in my little car, and moved away. But after about 2 years of marriage, I was unhappy, sad, and depressed. It was not a good marriage at all. So on November 13th, 2006, I moved back to Connecticut. And then I was finally divorced on September 17th, 2007. So here I was again, feeling alone, and I felt depressed. I felt like a failure. I had lost my best friend. Although I had missed my family when I was away, and I know they had missed me too, I was so scared to face them because I didn't want to hear "I told you so." I got a lot of welcome backs, but I did not want to get "you should have never married him anyway." But I knew I had to pick up the pieces and start over. So I got a new job, and my mom came up with this idea, and she said, "Let's buy a house." It's like, what? So we bought this multifamily home. I lived on the top floor, and my mom lived on the bottom floor. And we moved in on my 25th birthday. Ding! And after I was living in the house for a while, I felt like I was ready to date again. So I met this really tall guy. He was in the Marines, and we will call him Jay. And for some reason, I was attracted to him like right away. It was like head over heels. We started dating in 2008, but we broke up in 2010. And that was because he had all these girls around, and he just couldn't keep his hands to himself. So him and his chicken heads had to go. So, once again, I was all alone. But I kept thinking about having a family, because by this time I was 27 years old. I wanted to have a husband and some children, and I just wanted a family. I felt like I had a lot of love to give, but no one to give it to. So, on August of 2010, I decided to look into foster care and adoption. And by January of 2011, I was a licensed foster parent. But after becoming licensed, now you have to wait. And I was bored. I didn't know what to do. So one day I was on the computer and I checked out YouTube. And I checked out hair and makeup and clothes. And I saw a lot of girls on there talking about clip-in extensions. I thought they were really cool, but none of the girls looked like me. They had long, silky hair, but there weren't really many videos that taught girls like me how to do it. So I said, you know what? I can do this. So I pulled out my camera, stood in front of it, and I said, "Lights, camera, action." And I took a chance. I was pretty nervous, so my first video was just pictures of a hair journey. My second video was a makeup tutorial. But that third video is where it all started. I did my clip-in extension video, and I got positive feedback. People were so excited. I couldn't believe it, and they wanted me to do more. But then my nerves and my insecurities kicked in, and I was scared to continue. I didn't think of doing that many videos. I just thought of doing a few. I was scared, and I didn't want to fail again. I felt like I had failed a lot in my life, and I didn't want to do that again. I felt like I had failed with school, I didn't finish college, and then I felt like I failed in my marriage, and I didn't want to fail in YouTube too. So, I put YouTube on hold. I figured stop while I'm ahead. It's better to stop than to fail, at least that's what I felt. So, I decided to focus on being a mommy, and I got a chance to be a mom to 5 incredible little kids. And as you can see here, each color is representing each placement that I got. I had 5 children, but 3 placements altogether. So the little ones on the left they were my first girls, and then I got my set of twin boys, and then I got my BFF Gabriel. And they were all reunified back home with their families. And although I was sad, I had this different feeling about myself. It was kind of weird. I felt more confident. I actually felt pretty. I felt smart. I even felt independent. I don't know where that feeling came from. I guess being a mom can do that to you. Or was it that I was actually fulfilling my purpose in life? I was helping others. And I wanted to continue to help others. And there was this feeling of like I was missing something. And I knew what it was. I was missing YouTube. So I pulled out my camera again, and I said, this time, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to let fear overtake me. Let's do this. And then I got better at making videos, and then I got signed with Style Hall. It was like one of the best days of my life. See me cheesing right there? And the positive comments kept flowing in. People are saying that you're so pretty, I love your eyes, and girl, you are hilarious. I love making people smile and people laugh, and everyone said I was funny. But the number one comment that I get in all of my videos is, I love your videos. So I knew I couldn't stop. I felt like I had a purpose to share like happiness and joy and just love around the world. And what better place and way to do that than YouTube? I didn't even have to leave my home, but I'm spreading my message all over the world. And most importantly, I'm spreading positivity. You notice I'm always smiling and being goofy in my videos. I'm just so grateful for everything in life. I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my health, and I'm also grateful for YouTube. This little girl right here, she has big dreams. And I'm going to reach my goals. And I'm going to reach my dreams too. And then a few years ago, R and I became friends again. Now, I said we're friends. We're not getting back together. We're just friends. And right now, I have a little over 4,500 subscribers. But I know it's not going to end there. I'm going to get more and more and more and more. And so in 2012, I got a new job and I love my boss. Not many people can say that about their job. And sometimes I sit back and I think about that little girl years ago that would get made fun of. And I'm glad I didn't let that break me. I'm glad that I got stronger from it. And although a lot of people showed a lot of negativity, I flipped it around and got older and wanted to spread positivity. Now, back in 2011, you remember my aunt, the little sassy one that was like a big kid that my sister and I went to go stay with? You remember Mama? Well, she passed away. And it was so sad. And a lot of people ask me, well, how did you get into foster care? And what made you think about that? Well, that woman right there, she always had kids in her home. She was like a daycare teacher and a foster parent. That woman right there, she loved children. And that's where I got it from. And her real name is Gloria, but she would always say, don't call me Gloria, call me Mama. She always wanted people, especially children, to feel like they were at home. So I know she's up in heaven, and I know she's looking down on me. I just hope that she's proud of me, that I'm continuing on helping little kids and being a foster parent like her. And then in 2009, my dad passed away. Well, actually, he passed away in 2006, but I found out in 2009. You see, back when I was in college before I left, I tried to get another relationship with my dad, tried to make things better, but he didn't want to. He wanted to be mean. So we didn't become friends, and I'm okay with that because at least I tried. Now this is just the beginning of my life. It doesn't stop here. I have a lot more positivity and love to share with everyone. So where am I today, you ask? Well, right now I have YouTube. And one day I'll have a family. I'll have a husband that doesn't cheat. And then I'll have 2 little girls. And yes, I said girls because I want my little girls. Yes, I do. But for right now, I have YouTube. And I'm focusing on spreading positivity, joy, love, and happiness. And I'm going to do it one video at a time. I love everyone who watches my videos. And also, I accept the positive and the negative comments. I don't discriminate. My ultimate goal in life is to make a difference in someone's life, whether it's being a foster parent or just being positive and happy in a video. You don't know whose day you can change around just by smiling. Well, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope it wasn't too boring. My life is not very exciting, I guess. But I love all of you guys. And until next time, I want all of you guys to stay happy, healthy, and positive. And that's coming from your girlfriend, Kimmy. Bye, y'all.